Hi guys, so we're going to be making a short crust pastry mix and it really couldn't be easier. So my method is whatever flour you're going to use, so this is plain flour, it has to be plain flour, but whatever sort of quantity or weight of that, it's half the fat that you're going to put in basically. So I tend to do 12 ounces of plain flour. I'll convert that into grams for you, but I use 12 ounces of plain flour. I then use 3 ounces of butter and 3 ounces of lard. And then what I do, I put my fat into the mixing bowl and then I just add my flour and give it a good mix with my hands. So I'll add our flour into the mix. Some people don't like the feel or the texture or even just getting the hands messy, to be honest. So if you want to just add this to a food processor, then you can also do that. And the effect that we want, we're just going to be rubbing the butter and the lard into our flour mixture, just like this. But obviously I'll do it with 2 hands once stop filming. And then what you're going to end up with is like a bit like a sort of breadcrumb or a crumble mix almost. And then we're just going to add some water to make the pastry. So I'm going to get this mixed in now. So like I say, just do this. You can cube it up beforehand, it doesn't really matter because you're going to do the work anyway with your hands or with your food blender, so your food processor. So we're just literally going to rub that in between our fingers and our hands until we get a bit like a sort of crumble mixture. So I'll crack on with that and I'll bring you back once it's done. And that's probably why people don't like the messiness of doing it with your hands. So this is the kind of consistency that we're looking for. So you've worked the fat or the margarine, the lard, whatever you're using, into your flour. And this is what you're looking for now. So a bit of a sort of crumbly sort of mixture. If you do get any big bits of the fat still, just rub it in, just work it all in. And that's it basically. That's short crust pastry. But we're going to add some water once. I'm just going to mix this in a little bit more because you can see there that there is a few little lumps in there of the fat. It will get worked out anyway when you're rolling it and kneading the pastry, but I just want to get it down as crumbly as we can. So that's the kind of consistency there that you're looking for, and it almost sticks together when you do that as well, so it won't need a lot of water in your mixture now. So I'm going to work this in and I'll bring you back. So the next step, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to add a little bit of water in at a time, and then mix it in. So it is literally on judgment, but I'm going to go for about 50 ml, give it a good stir, and then we'll see how it looks. So that's our water in, and we're just going to give it a good stir so all of your mixture combines, and just keep adding a little bit of water, just sort of 10 to 15 ml at a time, until all of the mixtures combined but not sticky. So this is my pastry dough, and you can see there that it is a little bit tacky or a little bit sticky still, but don't worry, you can just add a sprinkling of flour on until we get the correct consistency that we need. So I have added a little bit in there, and I am going to mix all that flour in, and that will really help bring our pastry together to a dough that we can work with, as opposed to some sticky mess. So I'll give this a good mix and a good knead together, and then that should be done. But yeah, if you do put a bit much water in, it's not the end of the world. Just add a little bit more flour and then it'll just bring it back to the consistency that you want. So we're going to give this a good mix in, and then it'll be ready to roll. And to give it a good mix, I just push my fingers in against, and push the dough kind of against the side of the bowl like this, and that is a much better consistency and texture than you seen earlier when it had too much water in. And again, you're going to lightly flour your surface when you roll it out, But that's perfect now. So it'll still need some flour on the surface when we roll it out, but that's exactly how your dough mixture or your pastry mixture should be. It's not sticking to your hand, it's just not leaving any residue or anything. So that is our short crust pastry ready to roll.